Alright, hello and welcome to Echoes of Color with Jefferey Morrison. Camera thing's going to not play very nice. Alright, I'm going to do another whip and chat here with Paint with Diamonds, The Battle Ahead by LOTR Dietrich, 60 centimeters by 45 centimeters, 47 colors, square drill, and I'll put a picture somewhere around here just so you know what's going on, because the printout sucks for the photo that I took. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, finished the darks corner, like I'm done one column of this canvas now, and yeah, starting on another one here. It's going to have dark colors in it too. And I'm working on the ZZ kind of symbol here. So there's a few in here. Once I can find them. Yeah, there's 310 and 939 or something down here again. So Z or Z is hanging out around here. And I don't know if that... There should be less glare at this point, but yeah, it's overcast now. That previous whip and chat was interesting. Axel's now sleeping in his cardboard box that he loves so much. He's just chilling. He had enough bird watching this morning. Hardcore action. I had some lunch and yeah. Mom's like, oh, I don't need the studio this afternoon. So I'm like, yeah, I'm working the next 5 days. So, yeah, I better get out here. I can read and go on the treadmill stuff after to work on my Conqueror Pacer challenges. Yeah, I'll probably do that after, once this is uploaded to YouTube. Yeah, let's go down and read. I'm like reading 2 novels. The Game of Thrones, the first book, and Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. Yeah. I just go from one book to the other and just pick one up, and then the next time I go to read, I just pick up the other one to get through a bit. Mistborn has a lot of talking in it. Game of Thrones has, yeah, less. Yeah, they still talk in Game of Thrones, but it just seems to flow a lot quicker than that of Mistborn. Mistborn has to explain a lot of the allomancy, like people ingest certain little bits of metal or something, some sort of solution or something. It's fantasy. And they can draw power from that metal inside their body somehow. It's explained in great detail in the book, but yeah, it's just, you kind of have to go through all that almost every time they use this ability, these people. I don't know. It's interesting, but yeah, you just kind of have to sit there and just go with it. Not terrible by any means. I like detail kind of books. Game of Thrones is alright. Yeah, nothing bad about the 2 books. It's just, yeah. If it's just constant explanation about something, like I know you have to like kind of describe a world in text, like in a book, instead of like a visual medium, but yeah, if there's like too much detail, like you're describing every cell on somebody's arm or something, it's like, yeah, it's gotta stop at a point. But yeah. No, both good books in my opinion so far. I've read further in the Game of Thrones novel than I ever had before. Is I never could get through Fellowship of the Ring for the Lord of the Rings, and it took reading on the treadmill or sitting on the exercise bike for me to be able to get through those books. I was younger then when I've had those books for like years, the trilogy, Lord of the Rings trilogy for years, but I just can't sit down on my bed and read because I'll just fall asleep. I think the being on the treadmill and the exercise bike helps me focus a bit more. Like I'm kind of distracted yet focused at the same time. Yeah, it's an interesting quirk to just work with, but I'm staying active yet I'm able to read. Like, I don't just read a couple pages and close the book. Like, I'm almost like an hour and a half like on the treadmill to get these steps, these kilometers or miles in on the elliptical bike and all that. So yeah, and it sparked my love for reading again, which is just, I have just a whole ton of books just sitting on my desk, just waiting to be read. But just any sensation or urge to just pick one up and start reading it just wasn't there for a while. It's kind of a habit in a way, kind of like smoking. It not like the best habit to portray, but it's like a habit. You just get used to doing it. You just kind of expect to do it after a while. It just becomes a reflex after a while. Not that I really condone smoking, but it does exist as a habit. A really addictive habit, mind you, but yeah, just as an example, really. But smoking is bad, but I drink a lot of coffee, so probably my version of smoking, so I'm not exactly a saint myself, so I don't think coffee is too great for you in large amounts. Usually get the shakes, or just way more wound for sound after a while. Yeah, everything has its drawbacks and limits for sure. Yeah, too much of a good thing sometimes really kind of backfires. So, but isn't that like almost everything? Well, we all have certain limits, but yeah, can't be perfect either. That's how you learn. Just make mistakes. Screw up every once in a while. And you gain a better understanding of certain things. Is if you just know one perspective and know something just goes one way, like, how are you going to react when something turns out totally different? I don't know, just we all have to develop different viewpoints independently and amongst each other to just understand things. Kind of like in Breath of the Wild, there's different types of players of Breath of the Wild. One person just goes by what the game wants you to do, and then there's another person that would just probably do like all the side quests and stuff instead of the main story. Like that's basically what you can do once you're done the Great Plateau, the starter part. It's open-ended. Like even with Grand Theft Auto, like any of those are open world to an extent. So you can do whatever the heck you want. You don't even have to do the main story for certain parts of the game. I think there's one Grand Theft Auto where you have to do a bit of the story to open up the map as you go along. I think that's San Andreas, if I'm thinking right. I think it was Xbox 360 or something. Or PC. I think that's on PC too. I think I just played it on the PS3 or 360. Xbox 360. All those years ago. I just had a fixation with Grand Theft Auto. I think I have a soundtrack set for Grand Theft Auto 4 maybe, like the radio stations, or maybe San Andreas or something. Yeah. The one with Carl, I think. That's the main character. But yeah, I like my video game soundtracks. So, yeah. Just basically artists who collabed with Rockstar to create the soundtrack, like the radio stations that you hear while you're driving in your car in-game. So, yeah, because you can change your radio station as you're driving in the car, and just, yeah, it's kind of like the music of the game while you're in your car anyway. Yeah, so we'll see what Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is like. It's going to be open world as well, but I think there's a lot more going on. Yeah, I don't know if it's like a bigger Hyrule's even bigger now, or what's going on. I think it's going to be a fairly large map, but probably the same game engine as Breath of the Wild. Just, yeah. I think a lot of Hyrule is going to look the same, like major landmarks, that kind of thing, but I'm sure there are going to be other elements inserted into Tears of the Kingdom, because it is a follow-up to Breath of the Wild, so Hyrule has had to change over the period of that time. Yeah, kind of a similar yet different kind of scenario unfolding in Tears of the Kingdom. So, yeah, I'm not sure how to describe that properly, but yeah, I think the kingdom's trying to recover or recoil from the events of Breath of the Wild in Tears of the Kingdom. Trying to rebuild in a sense, but yeah, I think there's going to be obstacles still in that version of Hyrule. It's not going to be just straightforward rebuild and everything's fine kind of thing. Not in a Legend of Zelda game. Not in these two games. Skyward Sword had kind of sky and, yeah, sky islands and land masses in Hyrule itself, but they're like kind of three distinct zones, 3 or 4 distinct locations. I think that was a hardware limitation thing. Like, there was Skyloft, and then Link could like just jump down or use his loft wing or whatever bird thing and fly down to land in certain areas of Hyrule. Then the game unfolded from there, so in that fashion. Tears of the Kingdom, yeah, those two are just simultaneous. Like, you can just go to a island in the sky in a certain way somehow. I think there's like a certain ability that can take it up to the unreachable looking islands in that game. I've barely touched Breath of the Wild myself, but yeah, Tears of the Kingdom might be worth a giggle, but I think the original runes in Breath of the Wild, like Magnesis and all that, are gone. You don't have the Sheikah Slate anymore, so Link's kind of evolved his abilities a bit, if you look at it that way. Kind of still be nice to have Magnesis and all that, but I think the mechanics, the game mechanics, are a little different now. Yeah, thank goodness for fast travel in Breath of the Wild. Like, you get fast travel like right off the get-go from location to location as you activate shrines and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of backtracking, and yeah, it's just good to have fast travel like everywhere on the Hyrule map that you've like discovered or explored. Yeah, it's like you just pull up the map in the game and then select where you wanted to go. So very detailed map. Just, yeah. But Hyrule's huge. It's like, what the heck do I do now? I always run into that dilemma in Legend of Zelda game. I want to love Legend of Zelda, but yeah, I always feel there's something missing in those games. They're playable, mind you, but yeah, I just always feel like something's missing. I don't know, that your weapons break, so you can't have like a favorite sword or whatever besides the Master Sword. There's durability system. It's kind of a drawback because, yeah, you just can't pick a weapon just from anywhere in the game and just use it. I've resorted to like tree branches and stuff to battle enemies at this point. I think there are places where you can buy weapons and armor to give Link extra protection throughout the game, but yeah. I don't know, you just don't have a weapon in your hand and can just use it throughout the whole playthrough. Yeah, it breaks. Weapons break. Except for the Master Sword. I think it just regenerates. Well, you have to be able to pull it out of the pedestal in the Lost Woods or whatever. Yeah, that's just not Sword in the Stone where you just slides out and yay, I get to whack things now. Nah, you'd have to have a certain amount of hearts and stuff to be able to pull that off. I basically know how the game goes through like Facebook and YouTube, kind of. It's been spoiled to no end whatsoever. Yeah. I can't say can be pissed off. It's been out for 5 years, but I've had plenty of time to play it, but nope. just at work, I just gave myself a break from gaming for a period of time because of tendonitis and work. Wrists were getting sore. I think that was partially from work too. I was straining my wrists or tendons in my wrist or something. I get flare-ups every now and then. But yeah, I can't game for like hours on end in the first place anymore. Oh, it's all good. Okay, it's that. It's those dots again. Okay, that's that or Z. Yeah, it's a few colors that it's basically the colors that I was doing to fill in the previous section. It's back to those colors for the moment. Alright. Yeah, it's the dots. Okay, 41. Set that there. That was like 13 or something. Yep. 9, 12, 13, 4, 13. Yeah. Let's plug back in. Alright. Yeah, it's windy out. Not sure if it's cooling down again. I could see my breath this morning outside for a bit there. I just had a hoodie on. And I just do running shoes. Yeah, I don't have fancy shoes by any amount. At McDonald's, I just have to wear anti-slip, so I just have a totally separate pair of shoes. Work shoes for that. That's the standard. You're caught wearing sneakers, you're gonna be sent home kind of thing. They don't want somebody breaking their neck or cracking their head open on slippery floors in the kitchen because of the fryer grease. Yeah, it's just a uniform standard there, which I'm fine with. It's workplace safety, so I'm not gonna argue. Yeah, and yeah, there I go, cutting my finger open with a tomato slicer, but yeah, that's a little less serious than that of, yeah, getting a head injury from slipping on tile floors covered in fry grease, or grease in general. Yeah, that's something worth raising an alarm about. Yeah, that I can't disagree with that kind of thinking. No, it just makes way too much sense. Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with that logic. I had to buy the safety shoes myself, so I have to with my full-time job anyway, so I don't know, it's an extra expense, but if I want to work, I kind of have to. It's just something you have to do. So yeah, I get reimbursed at my full-time job for the purchase of safety shoes, steel toes. McDonald's, no. Do you have them or not, or else you're going home? So yeah. I wear them fully uniformed. I just have to slam a hairnet on under my ball cap, McDonald's ball cap, and we're good to go. Cause I work in the grill area, so yeah, hairnet is definitely a must. I don't think I'll have to bandage my middle finger anymore. It seems to have healed, so yeah, I think I'll just, yeah, go with the flow here. Yeah, I posted my, like, finished corner here on Facebook just like a bit ago. I get a comment. How are your drills so straight? I think I ran into that comment a couple times just like from posting. It's like, wow, your drills are straight. How do you do it? Magic? Single placing and OCD tendencies, I think. I don't know. Yeah, I just single place. Just me multi-placing. I think it would be a nightmare if I was multi-placing and had to get drills crooked on this adhesive. I'd be ruining the adhesive, I think. Drills can be pulled up off of this adhesive, but yeah, over time, if it just keeps getting aggravated, if you keep taking stuff off in the same spot, and you're not gonna have much stick in that spot. Have to like glue the drills down to make them stay there. Yeah, there are going to be crooked drills on the canvas. Like, I'm not going to push perfect here. Like, no. As long as the symbol's covered, the drills has the correct orientation on the canvas, you're good to go with diamond painting. Yeah, just double, if not triple check what symbol you're working on, and I just do one color at a time. That's just me. It's easier. Manage sections. Yeah, even though there's confetti in the vast majority of my canvases that I've experienced, like tons of symbols, tons of different symbols in a given spot, I still just do one color. Having more than one color out is just crazy. No, just one color at a time, you'll fill the canvas. That's just me. It is manageable to do more than one color, like have another tray, like have another one of these trays with a different color, and cover another symbol as you go. That is a method, but yeah, just sticking with one color, because yeah, you could be just going along, get distracted, and be picking up the color and putting it on the opposite symbol that you're working on. Yeah. Just one color. Manageable size tray. Yeah, that's all I'm going to tackle. This section will get completed either way. There are multiple methods to filling in a canvas, so this is just one out of probably 2 or 3 different ways, different methods, but you still get to the same endpoint. So yeah, you don't have to follow what I'm doing, how I do a canvas. It's totally up to you. You can be doing smaller sections if you're more comfortable. You still fill the canvas in regardless. So okay, lowercase t, which one's that? I think that's 42. Okay. But anyway, you've been watching Echoes of Color with Jeffery Morrison. Down below in the description, I put my Facebook profile name, my Echoes of Color Facebook business page. It's really just a website within Facebook that I use for companion to this channel on YouTube here, and my Instagram. All 3 I just try to update simultaneously. Section finishes basically, or just a kit up kind of photo too, if I'm starting a new canvas. Yeah, just that kind of thing. I also post Conqueror and Pacer main website links, but yeah, I always say that I'm not affiliated or partnered, nor will I receive a commission or anything if you click on those links below in the description under walking challenges. Yeah, they're just there for information purposes, and I just write down underneath the links what challenges I'm currently working on for both Conquer and Pacer. Conquer is Lord of the Rings, 5-part. I'm on part 5. And I'm working on the Great Wall of China with diamond pinning content creator as well. Yep. And Silk Road is trading routes in China that were used like 700 BC kind of thing. I believe. I think that's what I've been saying for a while, but yeah. Other than that, take care. All the best with your crafting endeavors, and I'll see you again sometime soon. Bye.